What's up, everybody? M.V.K here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? I hope everybody's well on their end. Here, as usual, to deliver my recap slash review of Young Justice, episode 7, entitled Denial. Good episode. Nice, good episode. Very good episode. Once again, still, after 6 episodes, Young Justice has not failed me yet. So this episode, in the title you can see, is called Denial, and you're trying to figure out who's in denial or everything like that. So, the episode starts off July 27th, I remember, in Nolans. We were in Nolans, and we see an elderly man, who we didn't know at first who it was, walking through, I can say, Mardi Gras or Bourbon Street, or wherever. And he goes and tied basically a voodoo mystic with person's shop. She comes out, he pays her money, and you see him looking in his watch, and there's a picture of a woman. Until later we finally hear the name Inza. So right there we're saying that, okay, this is Kent Nielsen, the original, the first Dr. Fate. And he's basically saying to her, I want to talk to my wife. So this so-called mystic tries to gain access to Inza. She puts on a parlor trick, and Dr. Fate easily sees through it. And from there, he is attacked from behind by another sorceress, who at the time we didn't know, but I knew who it was. Abracadabra. Basically. And so that was that. A couple days later, August 19th, we pick up in Mount Justice. And in Mount Justice, we see the kids training, particularly Superboy and Aqualad. And the rest of the gang are watching, but we see Megan, Miss Martian, and Artemis talking about how the boys look cute and everything, the girl stuff, the usual girl stuff, and who would make a good couple with who. And Miss Martian says, who'd be a good couple for you? Wally. And you see Wally once again. Always notice people, Wally is always eating something, and I like that, showing that he has a hypermetabolism, so he needs to keep eating, because pretty much, he burns off a lot of fuel when he runs. I love that. And the girls laugh about it and joke. Superboy gets the upper hand on Aqualad and says, I learned that from Black Canary. Cool. We still see that he's still training with Black Canary. Lo and behold, who comes in? Red Tornado. And the Flash says, you got a mission for us? You got a mission? Go, and he says, the missions are from the Batman, not from me. And this episode also is the first episode where Robin was not in the episode. He was off doing the whole dynamic duo routine that he usually is supposed to do. From there, Red Tornado pretty much says that he's looking into a case of Kent Nielsen has disappeared. And he talks about who he was, and pretty much a lot of them knew who Kent Nielsen was. They even mentioned JSA, which I gave a good clap for, showing that yes, they do recognize the JSA before the Justice League. They show that he was the host of Dr. Fate. He was Dr. Fate. And Red Tornado gives the gang the key to the tower in Salem, Massachusetts, basically, where Dr. Fate resides. The gang comes there, but lo and behold, we also see, right before that, we see a cat watching the gang. So when you see the cat, who comes to mind, people? Clarion, the witch boy. And that was Tiku, his cat. And we see him watching Abracadabra basically torture Ken Nielsen, trying to get access into the tower. So when Tiku tells Clarion that they're the young Titans, the kids are there. Once again, notice that the kids were not in costume; they were outside of costume again, and they get access into the tower. But even before that, people, we starting to see where the title comes in. Kid Flash has this big skepticism of magic, sorcery, things like that. Pretty much a lot of, like, he believes everything can be told through science, even the sense of his powers, the sense of this and that and everything like that. So, he's very skeptical, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of funny. It was kind of funny to see that with Wally. Is like, wow, Wally skeptical of magic. He's in denial. So since where the denial comes in, and inside the tower is pretty much greeted by like a figment of Ken Nielsen, and Wally comes in and say, "We're believers of magic and everything like that. We're here to see Ken Nielsen," and the tower is basically in my words, yeah, right, and sends the kids into a pit of lava. Okay. So in there, the tower pretty much puts their fate to the test. Do you believe? And the kids are able to get out of it. Not before, some people got hurt, like Superboy. He lost his shoes, which was pretty funny. He's like, those are my favorite pairs of shoes. This Kent Nielsen guy better be worth it. So I thought that was cool. We also saw a little bit of the weaknesses of Martian, that extreme temperature. But it's kind of weird because Miss Martian is not a green Martian. She's a white Martian. I wonder if they're going to pick that up too. So, once again, getting off topic, but you see the geek coming out of me, people. Clarion and Ken Nielsen and Abracadabra basically get access into the tower, and the tower pretty much tells, like, Kent, it's really weird that you bring uninvited guests, and pretty much ones of magic. However, the gang finds the cane that is pretty much the access for Kent. You saw Kent actually carrying, and from there, basically, Wally is still in denial. Like, we're in a pocket, air pocket, everything like that. You still don't believe, Artemis saying, you still don't believe in magic, everything. And they touch the cane, and Wally and Artemis go flying off while the rest of the gang are stuck in this snowy part of the tower. It was kind of funny because even in that sense, Wally's still in denial. Through the whole episode, we saw that. And Wally and Artemis basically fall, and they basically are greeted by Abracadabra, Kent Nielsen, and Clarion. Kent Nielsen is able to get off his restraints and basically get Wally and Artemis out of the way. Clarion is upset because he wants the helmet. And I gotta say, the actors who played in this episode, you can see that some of the voices are actors who voice some of the gargoyles. Like Clarion, his voice he voiced Lexington, and the actor who voiced Kent Nielsen voiced Hudson. from the Gargoyles cartoon. So it was really good to see that. You can see Greg Weisman, basically getting some of his old voice actors to come back for some voice work in this. From there, basically, Wally is Kent and Wally are taken up to the top of the tower where the helmet of Naboo is, and Clarion follows them. There's a battle before that, and those two, Clarion, Kent Nielsen, and Wally, are taken up to the tower and where they see Naboo. And basically, Kent Nielsen is able to hold off Clarion for a while until he's mortally wounded. So what happens is Wally actually puts the helmet on, and he's inside Naboo. And Kent Nielsen's, I guess you could say, astral spirit, or just pretty much is inside with him. And pretty much he tells Wally, like, you're not in control of your body anymore. It's Naboo. Naboo is now in control. We can just watch. And Naboo battles Clarion, which was pretty good. Wally is still skeptical and basically saying, look, let me help with my speed and Naboo's magical powers. He's starting to kind of believe in a way, but Mr. Kent Nielsen saying, no, it doesn't work that way. Naboo is pretty much in control. The battle waged on for some time until Naboo started attacking Tiku. I'm always forgetting the cat's name for some reason. And basically Clarion says, I'm out of here, and he leaves. So Wally says, okay, now why isn't Naboo taking off the helmet? Naboo comes inside and tells him that he needs a host body to protect. The world needs a Dr. Fate. And he chose Wally's body. Kent Nielsen says to Naboo, Wally's not the choice. Wally will take the helmet and find a new host body for you, and Kent will stay with him just to keep Naboo company. Naboo says, the deed is done. Okay, we'll do that. Wally's able to take the helmet off. So I also want to get y'all guys' thoughts on that. How do you think Wally did as the host body for Naboo? Wally asks Kent Nielsen, why are you going to stay? Don't you want to ascend to see your beloved Enza again? Enza is passed away in this. And from there, basically, Mr. Kent Nielsen says, make sure you find somebody that is just like my beloved Enza was, And we see Wally back at Mount Justice putting the helmet of Naboo with some of the other souvenirs he's taken, like you saw Cheshire's her mask, her kabuki mask with Lord Cobra's mask, and then enter Artemis. And Artemis says, so you still don't believe in magic, huh? So how do you plan it? And Wally basically is still skeptical about it. But in the end, it was an all-around good episode. I really enjoyed this. I felt that maybe Wally is starting to believe more, not in denial too much. But it was a very good episode. I can't wait to the next episode, but the only problem is the next episode won't air until March. Episode 8, which is entitled Downtime, but this was a really good episode. I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts on this. And hopefully this isn't the last time we see Dr. Fate and Naboo. Hopefully they will go back to this episode. But other than that, guys, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. And you guys tell me what you thought of episode 7, Denial.